So I haven't posted anything about this yet because I'm still processing it. Well, I was in Puerto Rico, up on the mountain, and now everybody here who's watched any of my reels or you hear any of my raps, I've met people in the last 30 years who have told me abduction stories back when it wasn't cool to tell these kind of stories. And at first I thought they were traumatized and they were somehow coming up with something in their head that made sense. Like I thought it was molestation. But as time went on, people who I know personally, and again, when they were first telling me these things, I would come home and I would wake up my wife and say, "Baby, something either somebody did something really bad to these people, or it's true." But I knew that they were not lying to me. One day we'll talk about why I'm pretty good at detecting lies. So I started reading some books, and I've posted this before. When I started taking the methylene blue, I started having peaceful dreams for the first time in my life. But a lot of these dreams were of weird UFOs and things like that, and I just thought it was because I watched too much Star Wars. And then what's happened in Congress and all the UFOs and the drones in the last couple months has made these dreams of mine, and again, I read a lot of UFO information. I watch a lot of Star Wars. I sell comic books, for goodness sakes. But I've seen some videos that friends of mine have taken, that my wife has taken, and I've never actually seen one. Well, while I was in Puerto Rico, I saw six. I saw two UFOs, kind of doing this, and then they started coming towards us, and then they went black. But the stars were very bright on the mountaintop, so even when they went black, you could kind of see them passing through the starlight. Then I saw this thing that I can only describe as like a, a hexagonal diamond shape, and it just floated higher than a plane, lower than a comet. And it was like a red light here, two blue lights here, a red light down here. But then it would switch, and the blue lights would be up here and the red lights down here, and it just kept doing this. And you could kind of see through it, so I wasn't sure if it was one ship with different lights morphing or if it was four small ships. It was the I don't have words for it. I'm going to try to draw or paint a picture of it. Then it just sat there doing this weird turny thing, and it just went dark. But I had a sense that it was still there. After we got done freaking out, so we saw that one, then we saw another one that my friend was counting every 13 seconds would light up. But it wasn't moving like a plane. It was going this way, and this way, then kind of this way. It, could have been a plane. I don't know. Um, then, while I was talking to my mom, because I called her once everybody went inside after about 30 minutes of like watching these things. And again, I don't know if it's aliens or if it's the government has like technology, because if it's aliens, they're just right out in plain sight. Yeah, I'm thinking it's the government, but I saw some crazy stuff. And I've always wanted to see one, and I finally did. Not one, I saw six. Then I call my mother, and while I'm on the phone with her, telling her about this thing, I see another one just boom across the sky. And again, I've seen comets and shooting stars. It wasn't high enough to be. It just went like it, not downward, very kind of linear. And I know what the f I saw. And I'm not the only one now, so I don't sound crazy. I'm not like I'm all about this stuff. I post all the UFO hearings. I watch all the YouTube, but to actually see one myself, and I had a feeling I was going to see one in Puerto Rico. I didn't think it was gonna be on my third week there, and we saw six. We saw two kind of yellow ones. We saw like what looked like an armada of like black ones. Like you couldn't really see them, but you could see them kind of moving in a formation blocking the starlight. So if you're looking at a bright star, then you'd see one go by. Then you look at another one go by, and the stars are very bright. I was 300 and I was 1,358 feet above sea level, so very close to the stars, and it was a very clear night. It wasn't a cloud. These things didn't move like clouds. And then I saw that other one beam across the sky, and all those are like, they're like the typical UFOs that you see on the thing. But then that thing that was doing, it was blue lights and red light, and then it would just go like this and like that, and it wasn't even really leaving trails, but it almost looked like a Rubik's cube, like spinning in the air like this, and like it. I know what I saw, you know. Yeah, scary stuff. But when I go back, I will try to record some of these things. Like, yeah, people are like, "Oh, did you get it on camera?" I'm like, "No, I was frozen, paralyzed, watching. I didn't know. I didn't want to run in the house and lose sight of it. Um, but yeah, they're out there, man. Um, and I've heard rumors about like Puerto Rico's had sites for years. That's where the Arecibo base is. The if you ever watched the movie Contact, like that's where they have all the satellites and stuff. I heard they're actually closing it, but I'm in Puerto Rico because I hope if they live under the ground when they come to nuke us in the nuclear alien human war, that maybe they won't blow up Puerto Rico. I don't know. But yeah, I'll get back to you on that one.